What is up, YouTube? This is Chris, the Professional Dad, and I'm back with another knife video. And I have got some knives that I am super excited with tonight. I cannot wait to give you my thoughts and opinions on these things. They are awesome, amazing, and I am stoked to have them. But before we talk about those knives, I want to thank you for stopping by my channel. If you're a returning viewer or somebody checking me out for the very first time, either way, thank you. I appreciate your time. Now, in case you are somebody that's new to my channel and you do not know, we are in the middle of a massive giveaway right now. We have a big giveaway, and it's not the normal giveaway where we're just giving away a knife or something like that. We're giving away budgets, which are mini shopping sprees and a lot of other things. So if you're interested in being a part of that, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe to my channel, then run on over and check out my other video titled Huge Knife Budget Giveaway. Watch that. It'll show you exactly what you need to do, which is one simple thing, and it's really easy. Just takes a couple minutes to watch the video and a couple seconds to do it. And you're in. And we'd love to have you a part of this community and a part of our giveaway. So check it out. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and Huge Knife Budget Giveaway is the video that you need to watch next. All right, guys. I'm going to be honest. This is like the 500th time. Like, I am so aggravated right now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through this video. I'm so aggravated and stressed. I've been trying over and over and over to do this, and they keep screaming and something, or the phone's not recording, or the sound's not working, or I get so tongue-tied I have to start over. And the more aggravated I get, the worse it gets. So I'm trying to make my way through it. Like this time, I did not even rebox the knife. I just was like, okay, I'm just going to start right where I was. I'm not starting over again, though. So if this don't work this time, I'm done trying for the day, and I'll come back tomorrow. So here's the first knife. I'm super excited about it. I've already got this knife. And if you have watched my videos before, then you'll know when I say this. In my opinion, it is the best EDC knife out there right now, especially on a budget. It's the best budget EDC knife available, and it's the Raccoon. And I have the aluminum handled Raccoon with the crossbar lock, but I've heard over and over again that I needed to check out this one. And it is the Raccoon with the top liner lock. And this is a fantastic knife. I mean, fantastic. I am absolutely blown away by this knife. Now, I do like the other Raccoon because of the weight. I like the fact that it's got aluminum handles and it feels real sturdy. The action is pretty good too because it's crossbar lock. The blade shape, the edge geometry, all of that stuff. It's just a fantastic knife. But I kept hearing about this, and even in our last giveaway, the winner picked one of these as one of the 3 knives that he was going to give to his nieces and nephew. So I kept seeing this knife over and over and hearing about it. But finally, what made me pull the trigger, not literally, but, you know, metaphorically speaking, was I saw a Metal Complex short about the top 3 EDC knives right now. One was the Vision FG. I've got that. White G10 handles, the Damascus blade, check. The other one was the Migron, the mayoral or whatever it is. I just got that and done the review on that the other day. Was blown away. I've never been more wrong about knives before than those knives. Those things are great, and I even have 2 more over here that I need to do reviews on. Check, got that knife now. And the last one I needed was this. I already had the Raccoon, but I didn't have this one. And you don't know what you don't know until you know what you don't know. And boy, I know what I did not know now that I know it. Say that 5 times fast. This thing is fantastic. I mean, other than the fact that it has, the other one has aluminum handles, and I like the weight a little bit better. And I do like the satin blade. I like that a lot. This thing is phenomenal. In my opinion, they're not even close to being the comparable knives. The other one, it's hard to really put into words how much difference the top liner lock makes. The action is phenomenal. It's speedy, it's quick, it makes all the difference. It really does. It's hard to express how much of a difference it makes. Because you would think, well, it's just a lock. How much difference can it make? It's not just the lock that makes this knife better. It's micarta handles, so it feels good in the hand. It is a deep carry pocket clip. It's not deep carry pocket clip. It's almost deep carry, but it's not quite deep carry. But the screws are inset, and it's reversible. So it's left hand, right hand, tip up only. But it feels great in the hand. It still has the edge geometry. It still is a slicing blade, just like the other one. It's got these awesome, beautiful orange thumb studs that just pop against that black on black. It's just phenomenal. This thing is a really good knife. And the great thing is that the aluminum handled ones with the crossbar lock actually cost more money. Those cost about $75 to $80. This one right here is coming in at $65 right now on Blade HQ. And that tells me that you could probably find it cheaper on like Amazon or something like that. But this is just a fantastic knife. I already knew, and I've said many, many times in my videos, that the Raccoon is one of the best, if not the best, budget EDC knife that there is right now on the market. This takes it to a whole nother level. Just a whole nother level. I cannot believe how much of a difference it makes and how far behind the curve I was. Sometimes, honestly, like anybody, I'm trying to collect what I like and stuff like that, and sometimes you get caught up in the materials and you're not putting a lot of thought into the knife and the EDC use or practical usage or anything like that. You're just looking at the materials. Oh, I like aluminum. Ooh, that one's aluminum. Ooh, I like this, I like that, I like this, I like that. And you sometimes will pick knives on stuff like that, which you shouldn't. I mean, actually, no, that's not true. You should definitely pick knives on what you like, because you want to make your knife collection a knife collection that you like, not something that somebody else likes. So it's not a bad knife. I love the knife, but this is just the way to go. It really is just the way to go. You can save money getting the top liner lock. The action is phenomenal. Most people are going to like the lighter knife with the micarta handles instead of the aluminum. Most people are going to like the button lock top liner lock, instead of the axis lock, the action and stuff like that. Most people are going to like those orange thumb studs popping on that black on black. This is just an overall great knife, and you're saving some money. You still get all of the benefits that the Raccoon offers. You just get it for a better price. You get better action. This is the way to go. It really is the way to go. From now on, when I jerk out the Raccoon and talk about the Raccoon, it will be this one. Hands down. No question. For all of you who told me to check out the top liner lock Raccoon, thank you. You were spot on. You were definitely right, and I needed to do that. And now that I have, I am so grateful that I have. This thing is phenomenal. Let's actually talk about some specs on this thing, because it is you see my internet's slow back here. All right. The Vosteed Raccoon top liner lock with black canvas micarta coming in right now at $65 on the money at Blade HQ. It's 7.63 inches in overall length. It has a 3.25 inch blade. It has a Sandvik 14C28M blade, just like the other one that I have. It's drop point, black stonewash blade, obviously. We can all see that. It's 3 ounces on the money, 3.00 ounces on the money. That's another great thing that a lot of people will like. Again, not everybody wants the heavier knives or the aluminum stuff. There's a big push now for minimalist or lightweight type knives in EDC carry. So the great thing about this, you'll hear me talk Goldilocks steels when I talk about the Magna Cut and everything. It's not too hard. It's not too soft. It's not too tough. It's not too this or that. It's just overall, it's just right. This is kind of a Goldilocks weight for most people. It's not going to be so light that it's got that Deca or bug out feel, where it's really light and timid and kind of weak, and it feels like you're gonna snap it in half if you squeeze too hard, which obviously you won't snap those knives in half. They're sturdier than you think, but they just feel that way, and a lot of people don't like that, including myself. But at the same time, a lot of people don't like that heavier weight. Those 4 and 5 ounce knives are just too heavy. You know, you got to wear 2 belts to hold your pants up because they weigh so much and they weigh your pants down. So to where that is my preference, having those heavier, bulkier knives. A lot of people don't like that. This is a knife that's right there in the middle at 3 ounces on the money. It gives you a lighter knife for like the people that do like the lightweight. It's not bug out lightweight, but it's still reasonable. But it gives you more weight than a bug out, in case you're somebody that don't like the bug out feel. So it's just that right there in the middle, that really Goldilocks zone for weight for a knife, if that makes sense. Some people don't like a heavy knife. Some people don't like a super light knife. This knife is right in the middle at a really good compromise. 3 ounces is a great weight for this knife. It feels good in the hand. It feels, you know, it actually feels right around 3 ounces. I mean, that's a pretty spot on what it feels like. Got a finger choil so you can, you know, choke up on it. Even if you don't choke up on it, it's still a full 4-finger grip. There's the handle, so it's sticking all the way out to the, you know, you don't have to worry about a 3.5 finger or your 4th finger getting shoved off the handle or canting your hand to one side or the other to actually be able to get 4 fingers on the handle. It is a full 4-finger grip, even for large hands like mine. So there's plenty of room for it. Even though this isn't a large knife, it is large enough for big hands. That's another great thing about this knife. It's not massive, but it's big enough. Now, here's a couple things about this knife. Just to be honest, because I'll tell you, there are a couple things about this that I wish were different. Number one is the jimping. Now, if you see that jimping right there, can't see it, I don't blame you. You can barely see it. It's hardly even there. It's almost non-existent. It looks like they took a little metal blade and just made scratches on the top. I mean, it's pretty much all they are. Unless you're a hobbit or a smurf and have the smallest fingers in the world, you don't feel that jimping. I mean, you can barely feel the roughness of it. That's all. So what's the point in having it? Is it just for looks? I mean, I understand if that's what you're going for. It's just for looks. Okay. But if you're going to have jimping, have jimping. So I do wish that it had better jimping or more aggressive jimping. I also wish that this was a full instead of near deep carry pocket clip. I wish it was all the way full deep carry pocket clip. You only have, what, 1/4 inch to go and you're there. Again, I understand what they're going for with this. They needed to make room for their lanyard hole and stuff like that, but you can do all kinds of things and still make this a full deep carry pocket clip. But regardless, those two things do not make it negative in my eyes. It doesn't make me not like this knife. There are just things about the knife that I wish were different. I do wish it had better jimping, and I wish that this was a full deep carry pocket clip. But that's it. And those are small little things that I would change. Other than that, everything about this knife is spot on. Like, just, they know what they're doing at Vostede. They did a great job, and this knife is, I can see why Metal Complex I can see why Metal Complex said that this is one of the top 3 EDC knives out there, because I can see that it is. In my opinion, it is. Now, I would not have agreed with the Vision FG. I'll just be honest with you. I love the Vision FG. I got that thing. I love it. I love it. I think it is one of the coolest knives that I've got. But I don't think it's the best EDC knife. That Migron, I can see why he would say that. That's a really cool knife. 14C, 28N, a titanium pocket clip. Just an all the way around cool knife. Another blade that's similar to this, a very slicey, you know, full belly. I can see why, but the Vision, I really don't see that being. And I know a lot of people disagree with me, and that's okay. We're allowed to do that. That's the fun of this, is we all have opinions and we can talk about it. But I don't see that. But this knife, I do. Definitely an amazing knife, guys. If you do not have a Raccoon, unless it's a budgetary reason that you do not have one, then you should definitely get one. Now, if it's a budgetary reason, check secondary market, getting one on Blade Binge or offline somewhere, finding one used, trading for one, or instead of buying the knife that you're looking at right now on the budget that you're on, just hold off. Put that money in a jar somewhere and make that your Raccoon jar, and put that money in there. And every time you come across $1, every time you come across a little bit of money, put it in there. The next time you was going to buy a knife next month with that $20 or $30 or whatever that you was going to buy a knife, put that with last month's budget. Now you're practically there, because this thing's only $65. And it's such a good knife. And I promise you, it'll be a $65 investment that you will absolutely love. This is a great knife. It really is. It's a fantastic knife. Again, I understand if people can't afford it and their budgets does not allow them to have this, or if you just don't like this knife. Okay, I get it. I totally get it and I understand. I'm just saying, in my opinion, it's a knife that everybody should have and check out. At least once. At least give it a shot, because it is awesome. Now, this next knife is what I've been waiting on. I talk about this all the time, the MSI. This is a fantastic knife. I use it. You can see the black marks here. That's the lead from where I use it to sharpen my boys' pencils all the time. This knife is fantastic. I love this. I carry this. It's one of the knives that I carry the most. It's fidgety. It's got great action. I like the weight of it. I like the blade. It's a great EDC blade. Just an all-around great knife. I love the MSI. Love this thing. And I was watching Ken Faulkner. He's a viewer of mine. Or not of mine, but he's a viewer on these videos, but also on a lot of other videos in the knife world as well. And he is very knowledgeable. He's got his own channel. I highly recommend you go and check him out. Go check out Ken Faulkner. Check out Mike's Knives. Check out EDC Reviewer, Knife and Gear Insight. On and on and on. There's just so many really good ones that you guys should be checking out that you can learn a lot from, because these guys have excellent collections. But Ken Faulkner, back to my original point, Ken Faulkner has awesome knives. And I watched a video of his the other night where he had the trifecta. He completed the trifecta. He got this one because he already had the amphibian, and I think the other one is, what is it called? The Stitch, the Microsoft Stitch. But he had both of those, and he needed to get this one. So he got this one to round it out and have all three. And that video motivated me. Now that day, I'd gotten in this. So I was already on my way and didn't even know I was going to watch his video. But I did. Now I've got to get the third one. But this is the Microtech amphibian. Oh my gosh. Is this knife amazing? This thing is fantastic. I mean, fantastic. I love this knife. I love this thing so daggone much. The action, as big as it is, as heavy as it is, I mean, it just, this ram lock, I mean, it's just, the action is just excellent on this thing. Feels good in the hand. The contouring of the handle, the ergonomics. It's got jimping right here on the handle and right here on the blade. Not a lot on the blade, but just enough. And it's aggressive enough to feel. So you can put your thumb right here in that little spot right there, or you can put it down in this little valley right there, that little cradle for your thumb. Either way, you can choke up. It's comfortable. It feels good in the hand, but you can definitely get different grips on this thing. It's just fantastic. Now, it's got a pocket clip that is reversible left or right-handed. It's tip up only. And I will tell you this. If it's in the right-handed configuration and you hold it in the left hand, that is a hot spot pocket clip. One of the worst hot spot pocket clips I have come across. because it's digging into my fingers right here. Not digging in, but it's just, well, kind of digging into my fingers right there. But then again, you got to remember, I'm holding it in my left hand in the right-handed configuration. So all I got to do is just switch it, and that goes away. So if I want to hold it in my left hand, I just need to rotate the pocket clip. It's that simple. But I'm sometimes just too intimidated and lazy to do that kind of stuff with my knives. But this thing is just fantastic. I love this knife. I've heard so much about the amphibian, and people have told me, you love the MSI, you need to get the amphibian. If you like the MSI, you are going to love the amphibian. I've heard it and heard it and heard it, and I've told everybody, all right, I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. I just kept putting it off because there was so many other knives that I wanted. Oh my gosh. I have learned so much this week. This is one of the most... I've learned more this week than I've probably learned at any time knife collecting. Because I'm going to tell you this, the Migurons, I really thought that those were just like an Amazon knockoff brand. I kept seeing them on Amazon. I didn't see it on Blade HQ or anything. Everybody kept saying, get the Migurons, get the Migurons. But I'd look and their prices and stuff like that. I'm like, you know, it kind of remind me like I thought they was like a Swiss Tech. And I like Swiss Tech. I have several Swiss Techs and I brag about them all the time. For what they are and what they cost, they're great. But I kind of thought Miguron was going to come around the same thing, be the same kind of quality. I had no idea. I ordered the one and then I ordered two more. And I mean, I love those things. They are amazing. They're so well made. They are such good quality. I learned a lot. This knife, I had no idea. Everybody's telling me, get it, get it, get it. I kept putting it off. I got it now and I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I wait? This thing is so amazing. I should have had this thing forever ago. The top liner lock on the Raccoon. I should have had that a long time ago. That's a knife. I love the Raccoon so much. Why would you not have the best version of the Raccoon, which is the top liner lock? If it's one of your favorite knives, then you got to get the best version of it. Why did I not? I don't know. I get so caught up in trying to get different models and new knives and checking out different kinds of knives and not getting caught up. Oh, well, I already have a Raccoon, so why do I want to buy another Raccoon? I already got one. It can't be that much different. I'll just rest on the one that I've already got. That way I can go on and buy a different type of knife. I want as many as I can have, not too many of one brand or one model. That's just not a good way for me to look at it anymore. I realize that now, because just because you got one knife called a Raccoon does not mean another knife called the Raccoon is not going to be light years better. This same exact thing. This is great. I thought this would be enough, and it is. I love this thing. Still love it just as much. This don't make me like this even any less. But boy, oh boy, this thing is fantastic. I mean, it is absolutely, the way it feels in the hand, the ergonomics. It's almost like I've got a kukri in my hand. It's not a kukri, obviously, but it feels like that. It feels like the way that the handle is canted and stuff, you can almost hold it like a, a boom, boom, boom. I mean, it's just great. I mean, it's just great. This thing is fantastic. I love this so much. They're not cheap. This comes in at $301 right now on Blade HQ. I'm sure you can get them cheaper at Amazon and stuff. Worth every penny. Worth every single penny. This is one of my new favorite knives that I own. It's right there with the MSI. Now, the question for me, honestly, is which one I like more. I don't even want to answer that question because I'm focused on this knife right now. All right, so this is the Microtech Amphibian with the ram lock. Knife Frag Black G10. It is 9.25 inches in overall length with a 3.9-inch blade. 3.7 inches in cutting edge. Bowler M390 blade steel, and I'll come back to that. Drop point blade, stone washed. 5.9 ounces. So this ain't this ain't a Goldilocks weight. This is a heavy knife. This is one that you need a belt for. You might need 2 belts because this thing is heavy. 5.9 ounces. It is left or right-handed, so it's ambidextrous and it's tip up only. It has thumb studs, which are not really thumb studs. It are these, what are they calling them? Unique thumb stud opener with ball bearing pivot. Okay. Made in the USA, 100% made in the USA. They're calling it the ram lock, crossbar lock, ram lock. Fantastic knife all the way around. I want to check this out. I want to see how, I haven't done this yet. I want to see how sharp it is. Oh my gosh, that is sharp. This is the first time I've actually done this, so I was not expecting it to be this sharp. If you guys have seen me cut paper before, I'm not the best at cutting paper. So the fact that, see, the fact that it literally is, that is insane. I mean, this thing is insane. What? I don't even know what to say about this knife. I love this knife so daggone much. I don't know between this and the MSI. I love them both. I think the MSI is MSI, listen to me. I think the MSI is probably a little bit more practical for EDC use because of the blade shape and stuff. I think this just has, it's just more practical for use. I think it's EDC wise, it's just gonna, I just think it's better for EDC. But I think this is gonna be fine for EDC. I think people can EDC this all day long. It's like EDC in a machete. It's so big, but yeah, you can EDC this with the action, with the weight, with how cool it is, how sharp it is. Oh, I wanted to come back to this. It's got Bowler M390 blade steel. Now, I've said this before. A few people have told me about Bowler M390 from Microtech, that Microtech tests and heat treats their Bowler M390 to be a little soft in the 58 to 60 HRC range, the Rockwell chart. And that is a soft range for M390. Now, it is not the like just the it's not the optimal spot where you want it, the M390 to be. It needs to be like that 62, 63. So here's my take on that. Like I've said a million times, for me, that is no option, or not no option, but no issue, because I will never put this knife through enough abuse to where it's going to matter. Not once will I ever test this edge to the point to failure. Not ever once will that Rockwell chart come into play, because I'm just going to use it like a knife for general EDC. I'm not going to heavy use this knife. I'm just not going to. I don't do that to my knives. I don't get out and use them enough on EDC levels to put them through that kind of abuse. So for me, and if you're like that, then the Rockwell chart won't matter. You'll never notice a difference. It might make it a little easier for you to sharpen and stuff like that, but other than that, you're not going to notice a difference. It don't matter what the Rockwell chart is. At that point, it's just another number. If you are somebody who is going to use your knife and abuse your knife and put it through true hard use EDC uses, your practical use on a daily basis is hard use, then it is something you need to consider, because you will not get the optimal results out of this M390 because it's testing too soft. At least they say that, and everything that they've said is the truth. So it might as well be the gospel when they say it, because everything else they've said has been the truth. So I believe it. Knock it off, guys. Sorry, y'all. But if you are somebody that's going to test your knives and use your knives and abuse your knives, you want to consider that. It might be something you don't want to go with because it might be an issue for you. If you're not going to use them hardcore, this is no problem. Use it, buy it, collect it, whatever, EDC it. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. If it is going to be something you're going to abuse and use in hardcore use every day, then you need to consider that, because it might be too soft for what you need and it might become an issue. So do your research, think about it, check what the knife steel is, and check what the Rockwell chart optimal range is, and if it meets that. And if it don't, maybe go with something else, because you want to get the most out of the steel that you're paying for. You're paying a lot of money for M390, so why not get the most out of the M390? Why pay a lot for M390 and then not get M390 quality out of it? Just like MagnaCut, why would you want to pay a lot for MagnaCut, but then MagnaCut test way soft or not at its optimal range? You're leaving so much meat on the bone, so to speak. You're losing so much performance because it's not at its optimal range. You're losing a lot of performance. You're throwing money out the window. You're wasting money, you're wasting time, you're wasting edge retention, you're wasting a lot of things. So you want to consider that if you're going to really use your knives for hardcore use. Me, I don't though. So it's not an issue. So I can buy this to collect. I can buy it for general light work EDC, to look at, to hang out with, to carry around and fidget with, just to have a knife to show you guys and talk about. But I will never put this knife, the most I'll do is right there. I'll get lead on it from sharpening my pencils, or the boys' pencils, and I apologize if you can hear them in the background. It's the weekend and they're off, so you're gonna hear them. But I've got a lot of other knives. I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 9 more knives. And that's not even the ones that's not come in. I've got like 8 more knives still to come in the next couple days. I've got a lot more videos to do, a lot more knives to show you. I'm excited about all of them, and I hope that you guys are too, because there are some cool knives. I mean, I've got a couple of these to go over. I've got a Bradford 4 that I'm stoked about. I've got a Tops, I've got a Strop, I've got a couple of Magurons. I got this in today. I'm so excited about this. This is the new David C. Anderson CJRB Maximal, his new knife that just dropped. I got that. I'm excited about looking at that, checking it out, and getting into it with you guys. I've got a lot of knives. Oh, one last thing. I want to say this. Where I got a code, which I always put in a link in the description in case you're wanting to buy some knives from White Mountain Knives. I got a code. It'll be in the description for White Mountain Knives to save you guys some money, discounts and savings. And they also sent me a bunch of patches and stickers. James, I did not get them in the mail before I mailed that out to you this morning, or you would have got some of these as well. But from now on, anybody that wins a knife from me or buys a knife from my wholesaling, however it is, I will be sending you guys some stickers and patches. One last thing. I can't tell you guys what it is yet, but my week was made yesterday. I got an email I never ever thought I would get. I'm blown away. I'm stoked. So in a couple days, the mail will run and I will do a video and you guys will understand. I'm just stoked. I mean, it's a small thing, but for me it's huge and I'm really excited and I can't wait to share it with you guys. And it's awful rewarding, but not as rewarding as you guys and all your great comments and stuff like that and all your support. So I appreciate it. Oh, last thing, by the way. James McCann, War Room EDC, Ken Faulkner, None for Now, Mike J, James White, Tricky 48, David Young, Woods Walker, Mutt Stumbo. Thank you all. You're my premium members, and I thank you. Other people that are having issues, if you cannot find the join button, it is because some devices and some apps do not offer it. They're working on that. I talked to YouTube today. You have to go to a desktop or a laptop or whatever and go a different route. But if you do go a different route and join, then you get the perks and benefits across all devices. But that's the way it is. If you're trying to join but you can't, that's why. Remember, if you join premium members, Tier 1 gets one name in the hat for this knife that we're giving away at the end of February. Tier 2 gets 3 names in the hat. And Tier 3 gets 5 names in the hat. And as soon as that knife gets in, I'm going to do a review and show you all what we're giving away in the month of February. At the end of February, we're giving a knife, and the only people getting this knife giveaway is the people on this list, premium members. And they'll be in it, and they'll be the ones that qualify for it. Tier 1, 1 name. Tier 2, 3 names. Tier 3, 5 names. And that's how many names in the hat they will have to win that knife. It's always going to be at least $100. This month, it's well over. So I appreciate it, guys. Until next time, until the next video that I am aggravated and stressed about, I'm Chris, the Unprofessional Dad. I appreciate it very much. And remember, I wish all of you all sharp knives and happy lives. Take care, guys.